So let me show you. So actually, with the types are something that is present even in JavaScript. So so what I like to show is like const, and let's do hello, and that hello will say hello world. Now in JavaScript we have this type of command or function. I don't know what that
Keyword.
would be. Keyword. Keyword is a good way to put it. And when we use that keyword with our variable, it will return whatever the type of this hello is. Now, if we were to change it to number, then the type would be number. If this was an array, it would say an object, because an array and object is kind of the same, although it's good to make a differentiation between those. And I don't know, if we say color and do green, then again type of hello would be object, and type of hello color would be string, right? So and if we did, I don't know, false, then the type of hello color would be Boolean. So these are some of the basic types we have in JavaScript. So these are present, right? But what TypeScript enables you to do is to add more types. So you can even create your own. And you might say, all right, that's nice, but why would I bother with this? And I have an example here for you. I'm going to create a function that's going to be called add. And then that function is going to take two parameters, a and b. Now what this function will return will be a plus b. So when we call that function and pass it 1 and 2, this function will return number 3. But if we passed it a string of number 1 and string of number 2, this function will return 12. And it's not actually 12 as a number, it's actually 12 as a string, because JavaScript will treat these parameters differently, or it treats different types differently. So without knowing what the add function does, it only says add. It is either going to return the sum of those numbers, or it's just going to add a bunch of strings together. And if you combine those, it's going to create a whole lot of mess. So this is where TypeScript comes in useful, right? So let me create a new TypeScript file and just paste this same function that we had in our JavaScript file just a moment ago. And now TypeScript compiler is actually running in background in our VS Code, and it's checking our code. And it's actually telling us that, all right, so this parameter a implicitly has no type. It can be anything. With the b, the situation is the same. So maybe we should define that, right? And we can. So this is what TypeScript enables us to do. Say that this is going to be a number, and this is also going to be a number. So when we are using this function in a wrong way, TypeScript is going to complain, and I actually have this nice little tool in VS Code that's going to translate those errors. Because you see, the first line is what TypeScript compiler is going to say: argument of type string is not assignable to parameter of type number. And the translation is, all right, I was expecting number, but you passed a string. So as soon as we fix those errors, both of them, now we're all happy, and it's all good. So we're not going to get into a situation where accidentally, instead of adding those numbers, we are going to be merging them as a string. Now, TypeScript enables you to create your own types. So similarly to when I when I declare a variable or a constant, in this case, I can declare a new type. So let's create a new type called even numbers, or maybe just even number. And I'm going to say that this even number is number 2. So if I say that this add function as a parameter is going to take, it should be a type of even number, then it is going to complain. I was expecting number 2, but you passed number 1, so what the hell, man? All right, so when I pass 2, it's all good. Of course, this is like very primitive use, and we can go, we can create very complex types, and there are various different ways of how we can use TypeScript. One, like very easy one, is to use pipes to sort of define whatever that number can be. So even numbers, let's call it even numbers, and let's put 2 or 4 or 6 or 8. Now when we say that parameter a take even numbers, then it's going to accept anything from those options, and it's actually going to autocomplete for me in VS Code, which is neat. So if I type 8, it is type of one of those even numbers, and I can accept it. If I typed 10, it is an even number, but I haven't defined it, so that's going to fail. So yeah, this is what TypeScript does for us.